Let me check on my end.
Hopefully don't have any more weird glitches this time where the stream just says, I'm done. Go down.
I like it. Keep you on your toes.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like we're on. And who knows, maybe the review just ended there. 20 minutes in, like on the third song.
Yeah.
It's experimental.
Trying a unique new style where we just cut ourselves off in the middle of a sentence. It builds intrigue.
You know how like YouTube back in the day, like used to have it so like videos could only be like 10 minutes long?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, they should do that for Twitch, but like 20 minutes, right? Just if you live stream more than 20, it just turns you off automatically.
Wow. The streamer's still streaming, but you're only allowed to watch 20 minutes.
Yes.
Built-in parental controls that no one can turn off.
So you have to be strategic. I'm like, okay, is the stream almost? Is this going to be the good part? Do I jump in now?
The new CEO of Twitch decides that they actually hate people watching videos online, so they're like, you only get to watch 20 minutes a day. That's more than that's. If you're watching more than that, that's too much.
Yeah. Let's just cut you off there.
Yeah.
Let's log you out of your account. You have to wait 24 hours before you can log back in.
And you have to change your password every time too.
Yeah, well, of course, that's for safety.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty good weekend. Went to a birthday party.
Fun.
Had some cake.
That's good. I had a great idea for a cake the other day.
What was that?
While I was laying in bed. So you know cookie cakes, right?
Of course.
Make a cake out of cookies, right? So you know those like crepe layer cakes?
Mm-hmm.
But bake cookies about 9-inch circles in like a cake pan, and then layer those.
How is that different than a cookie cake?
Because a cookie cake traditionally is just one big cookie and they put some icing on it.
Oh, so you're almost saying like a cookie like sandwich cake.
Yeah, layers like the crepe cake. They put a bunch of layers, so you put a bunch of cookies until it's like a normal size cake.
You're basically making cookie lasagna, aren't you?
Okay,
I mean, am I wrong?
Normal cake is cake lasagna then. Like what's
No. The cookie's the carb, right?
Yeah, the cake's the carb.
No. Cake's all like mushed together, right? It's a flour. It's a batter.
Yeah, if it's a layer cake, how is that not a cake lasagna?
Well, I'll give you that, but most cakes aren't layer cake.
Most cakes are layer. You usually at least have 2 layers on a cake.
Not the cakes I'm eating.
You're eating 1 layer cakes?
It's all I can afford.
Listen, last time I checked, the Great Depression Part 2 hadn't started yet. You can afford a second layer for that cake.
Now I'm still holding my stocks from the first Great Depression.
There can't be anything left on the heels of those. It just covers the top of your foot.
Oh, man. Huh?
What kind of cake?
No, but it was a chai tea cake.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Which was very good.
A tea cake.
Yes. It's quite good. I've never had a chai tea cake before.
I made some Thai tea ice cream a while ago.
Ooh, that sounds pretty
That's
good.
pretty good.
That tea is already so creamy in itself. It makes sense to make it into ice cream.
It was quite good. I'm a big fan of Thai tea, even without boba.
Here's an idea. Take Thai tea, make it into ice cream. Make that ice cream into a milkshake. Melt the milkshake down, and use it as milk in your tea.
You've just created the next multi-million-dollar TikTok video right there.
One of those stupid, overproduced food videos that they do to rage bait people.
There was something I saw where somebody was making, I think it was exactly that. They made a homemade ice cream sandwich and then blended it down, made it into new ice cream, and then made an ice cream sandwich, and then blended it down, and it just did that 6 or 7 times in a row until they had an ice cream sandwich made with...
Yeah, those ones where they're on 80,000 calories worth of food into a blender and just keep turning into ice cream.
I mean, to be fair, Epic Mealtime was a thing in 10 years ago, 15 years ago?
That's true.
They did the exact same thing, just long form. So
time's a circle, I suppose.
Yep. At least the TikTok guys aren't making fucking bacon weave every video.
Yeah, that was the millennial thing.
It was.
The Zoomer thing is the ice cream.
I mean, controversial take. Ice cream's better than bacon.
Those are such different foods. It's hard to say.
You can get a bacon milkshake at Five Guys.
Yeah. So yeah, the whole bacon craze was a little overblown.
Yeah. Tell you what I have been thinking about with bacon. I've got a thing of bacon grease in the fridge. I was thinking about making some cornbread with that, instead of butter.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good.
I thought that sounded pretty dang good. I normally use that as a starter if we're like frying up some sausages or something, just to put a little bit of grease in the pan.
And it's healthy because it's corn.
What? No, I was talking about the bacon grease.
Oh, yeah, I was too. All right. Corn's a vegetable or a grain.
Pork gold, they call it. The pink gold, I guess it would be.
I don't think anyone's ever called bacon grease pink gold.
No, I'm pretty sure they have.
Okay.
No, don't you? You're just talking about your socks from the Great Depression. That's, pink gold. You're a rich man if you had a jar of bacon grease during the Great Depression.
Oh, yeah, it would have gone up in price significantly. Yeah. Nice aged grease.
Well, I'm not saying you still have it. I'm saying at the time.
Yeah, I've got it in a mason jar in my fridge.
Yeah.
Give it a little shake every couple decades. Make sure it doesn't settle.
It shouldn't be liquid in the fridge, Cooper. Whatever you have is not bacon grease, if that's the case.
Oh, well, the fridge isn't on. It's actually hotter than the room.
I believe that's called an oven.
Yeah, that makes sense. No wonder my electrical bill is so high. Okay, enough of this tomfoolery. Let's get into the actual album.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Audio Shop Podcast. This week we were reviewing Hosono House by I'm going to try. Haruomi Hosono. Is that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Pronounced very similar to halloumi, the type of vegan cheese, I believe it is.
Yes.
But
no relation, I'm sure.
Yeah, no relation. You want to give us some history, Coop? Because this is this is going to take some explanation how we arrived at this one.
Yeah. So, Haruomi Hosono, also sometimes known as Harry Hosono, is a Japanese musician considered extremely influential in the Japanese pop music scene. City pop, Shibuya Kai. He's kind of like one of the founding fathers of it there. Probably most famous for being the leader of Yellow Magic Orchestra, a band we reviewed a few times on this podcast, and as well as kind of leading the way for Japan in the 70s for like electronic music as a whole. Right, that's when it really came into its own in Japan in the 70s. He started his career kind of doing psychedelic rock with a band called April Fool, before kind of becoming a founding member of the band Happy End, and then also Yellow Magic Orchestra. So he's kind of had his fingers on a lot of pies, and he's still making music to this day. Born in 1947 and still making music. So he's still pretty active. He's done a lot of different production work with different groups. And Hosono House, the sound that we're reviewing, is his debut solo album, released back in May of 1973.
So what had he done prior to this? Because YMO, I imagine, was after this point, or was it prior? Was it before?
YMO was about 5 years after this album came out. So this was pre-YMO, which is kind of when he got into his electronic phase, right? Actually, we'll go through this album, and this is definitely not an electronic album.
Yeah, there's barely any synth in it, even.
Yeah, I believe his first actual foray was with April Fool. So kind of in psychedelic rock, that's like the late 60s. Did a little with, like I said, Happy End, which is, again, like a little bit more folk rock, which we'll definitely hear into this album. Mm-hmm. So he kind of had a couple other bands that he played with, and this was his first, solo foray. And then he obviously went on to found Yellow Magic Orchestra, which had a huge career, but he also continually released solo material before, during, and after. And I've listened to I've actually listened to every single one of his albums, fun fact. Um, I did a couple years back when I was on my Yellow Magic Orchestra kick. Him and Ryuichi Sakamoto.
Oh God, it's been a couple years, hasn't it?
Which, yes, who they went in very different directions in terms of post YMO careers.
Mm-hmm.
Ryuichi doing kind of musical scores and very piano heavy, some of them just pure piano albums, very classy. While Hosono eventually started making like Western albums, like straight up cowboy music.
I could see that from there's a couple moments in here I'm like I can definitely see the influence.
But yeah, so he's gone in some eclectic directions. Like I said, still releasing music, into his he'd be in his 80s now. But yeah, so prolific guy.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, should note that we're reviewing the original release of his Hosono House album, not Hosono House Revisited, which is a different album that was other bands covering this album, and not Hosono House, which is in this album. It's him covering his own album, like 50 years or like 60 years after the fact. Which I've also listened to that one. It's also very good. He has some interesting takes on his own songs.
So let's get into it then with track number 1.
Yes, track number 1, Rockabye My Baby.
I guess we should also say it's a 32-minute album with 11 tracks. So
yes,
some of them are quite short.
It's a quite tight track list. But yeah, it starts on this first song with a pretty low-key acoustic cut.
Yes, very smooth acoustic guitar and some upright bass by the sounds of it as well.
Yeah, this album, I'll just talk about it here since it's a good point as any. Has a very interesting sound, like just general ambiance. And apparently it's because the album was recorded for 5 hours every afternoon, because it was recorded in the city to reduce city noises, in Hosono's bedroom, where they were basically just recording instruments off of amplifiers in this room, unprocessed.
Wow.
And then that was their recording process, which leads to this very, I can use the term lo-fi, but obviously that didn't exist back in 1970, but a very unique sound.
It leads me to question how the hell they did that later on when there seems to be quite a lot of instruments.
Yes. Apparently it was a pretty large bedroom.
Because we're talking, packed up next to each other. So they've got to have room to move a little bit.
Yeah, something like Rockabye My Baby, where it's just like acoustic vocals and some bass. It is pretty straightforward instrumentation, but does explore out from there.
And this one gives some, you can kind of tell, it's very live performance vibes, because he is not consistent with his distance from the microphone on this one.
Yes, you're not coming to sound for necessarily the production value. Though I think the production does have its own character to it, its own kind of fun.
I will say this is the only one where I really noticed that. The rest of them, it's very consistent.
Yeah, this could be a lot worse.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, for being.
I've definitely heard Beach Boys songs that have been more annoyingly mixed in this album.
Yeah, don't make me think of that Beach Boys Christmas album. Or some of the Beatles, everything on one ear and then Ringo singing on the other.
Look, they're just having fun in the studio. Come on, give them some breaks.
We're just a band.
Why'd you make them sound so old? I guess they're old now. We're just a band. We're just 20. I'm just a 22-year-old from Lancaster. But, yeah, humble beginnings from where he would have eventually become so associated with electronica. Yeah. Nary a whiff on this song.
It doesn't really grow or go anywhere crazy, but a nice calm start and kind of get you geared up for what you're in for.
Yeah, which is track number 2, if you're ready, Sam. Boku wa Chotu.
And we will be typing out the English letter version.
Well, you don't hear your Japanese keyboard?
No, I do not have my Japanese keyboard.
Your hiragana translator, so you can just type in the phonetics.
I do not.
Ah.
Ooh, sorry. Bringing in some drum kit energy here.
Yeah,
Some
drums.
Electric guitar as well, but still quite low key, but higher energy than the last song.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of percussion, a little synth, and like accordion, I
Yes.
think,
Yeah,
in the background.
Very far in the background.
It's very far. I don't think I've ever seen a song. Usually, accordion's pretty domineering in terms of its like presence in a song, but this one's used rather tastefully.
Yeah. They made him stand out in the hallway.
They probably honestly did that because if he was in the room, it'd be much louder.
It'd be way too loud.
Yeah, no, and it's also a pretty mellow cut. I mean, I don't think Hosono is like the most like technically proficient singer we've ever listened to on this channel.
Absolutely.
But I like his vocal style. He's got a lot of character. He's a good performer.
The instrumental breakdown, like right after the first couple choruses, is quite nice. It feels very 70s.
Yes. I mean, obviously, we can't really understand what he's saying. It's all in Japanese.
Well, aside from the random English country music that was just in there.
Yes, he'll throw. This one does have a whiff of country twang in it.
Yes.
But yeah, the song reminds me of nothing else than like late 60s, early 70s, like singer-songwriter types, right? A little bit of like Paul Simon in here, honestly. Dare I say Bob Dylan.
You should.
But that's kind of, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this particular song.
Yeah, this was one of the ones I was talking about when I was like, I can see him doing, cowboy music. Definitely a little bit of a southern twang to it.
Yeah. We can go to the next track if you're ready, Sam.
Track 3.
Yes, track 3, Choo Choo Gata Goto.
Kind of a bit of a honky tonk vibe to this one in the piano.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, this one's almost like a not country, but it's got this kind of off kilter, honky tonk twang to it.
The electric guitar is a little bit more harsh though. That kind of sets it off.
And it's got some backing vocals as well, saying a lot of choo-choos.
Yeah. The title of the song sure is accurate. They say that quite a lot. And sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you can go.
I felt this one. To me, this felt very Beatles. I don't know why. Something about it.
Yeah, maybe part of it's the electric guitar coming in with the honky tonk piano.
Yeah.
It's just a Fall Granny song staple. This is a very fun song. I mean, obviously not lyrically dense.
No.
But like the electric guitar with piano, there's some like clap breaks, multiple like background vocals.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty rocking guitar solo in the middle as well.
Yeah, there was like a dual piano and guitar solo at the same time, which worked surprisingly well.
Yeah, the song's just like kind of a fun time. Like these guys are just rocking out with their kind of southern rock vibes going on here.
Overall, very good time. I like whenever instruments duet.
Yes.
People
and again, this is all like
played out instruments.
Not, and obviously, since this is all performed live, since they're just doing it in some guy's bedroom, they got the one take, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't, go around one more time. Jumping to track 4, if you're ready, Coop.
Yes, track number 4, Owari no Kisetsu, which translates to the final season.
Yeah, and it was at this song is where I was like, okay, yes, that is. I thought on the previous song it was either harmonica or accordion because it was so far back I couldn't hear it. It's definitely accordion in this song.
Yes, I think this song also has harmonica.
Yes, I think it was still accordion. I was listening for breaths. I didn't hear any.
Oh, maybe it's just a dual accordion then.
I think it was dual accordion.
It's amazing that it's not that overpowering on the song then.
You know, it's underutilized in non-polka songs.
That is true. Because this is almost like it's like a semi-tropical accordion love ballad, which sounds terrible, but it's actually played pretty nice in this song.
Yeah, because when you were talking about, you're thinking it was harmonica. It was duetting with the vocals, which gives nice backing for both of them.
Yeah, this is also an interesting song. Having listened to his other albums, is he does have a couple like tropical albums, like just straight tropical, that come out after this album. So he's kind of exploring a couple sounds here that he will further explore in like isolation on future albums.
Mm-hmm. I'm starting to see a bit of a pattern at this point as well with, you have the first few verses and then you have the instrumental break and then the song continues.
I think that's just a common song pattern overall in pop music.
Yeah. But he's leaning into it quite heavily here.
That's true. But they have pretty excellent instrumental breaks too.
And really far back in the mix as well is some plucked muted guitars. He really, really seems to like those. Kind of gives like a rainfall effect almost. Yeah,
this is it's a very cozy album.
Yeah.
I think is how I describe it.
Well, it's recorded in a bedroom.
Right, so I guess just the way they perform kind of that, like a little bit of a softening effect on it.
Mm-hmm. Jump to track 5 if you're ready, Coop.
Yes, track number 5, Fuyakoi. Which gets a little cowbell in there.
Yes, and some really nice funk guitar, which made me think it was going to go a very different direction than it did, but I should have known by the cowbell.
Yeah, there's a little bit of funk, a little bit of cowbell. Gets a little bit more rancorous as like some brass instruments come in.
Very kind of really old school big band vibe.
Yeah, I almost got like a little bit like a Chicago vibe if they were like going for a little bit more of a low key sound.
Yeah, absolutely. It earns the breakdown in this one. I wish it had stayed a little bit more prominent, because after the breakdown, the brass really isn't there quite as much.
Yeah, he doesn't certainly doesn't overuse it.
I kind of wish he did.
I like this one. It's like just a very strong like melodic hook in the vocal line. Obviously, the brass comes in. It's like kind of a little bit more rockin', but still kind of keeps that singer-songwriter vibe.
It's just all around a very good vibe.
Yeah, these guys are just jamming. I love it.
Yeah, this is starting to get to the point as where it's like, how did he fit all those people in his bedroom? It's starting to get a lot of people.
Maybe took a couple walls down.
Yeah. Well, they do have those like sliding walls. Maybe they did that.
Oh yeah.
Jump to tracks number 6 if you're ready, Coop.
Yes, track number 6, Party.
Yeah, the vocal delivery on this one is really flat for a song titled Party.
Yeah, it's a very mild vocal performance, especially with the instrumentation being pretty energetic overall. It feels like a pretty intentional pairing.
Yeah, it didn't jive with me. I get it, but it didn't jive.
I did like that piano bridge in the middle, though.
Yeah, that was good. I was gonna say I like the boogie oogie music.
Yes, I don't understand a lot of Japanese, but I do understand the words boogie oogie.
Yes.
This one's surprisingly low key given the song title.
Yeah,
but
I don't know it. For some of the other tracks, I felt like this one was lacking some of the growth that the others had come to show.
I think that's fair. It's a little bit more reserved, especially in the vocals styling.
Jumping to track 7, if you're ready.
Yes, track number 7.
Good luck with this one.
Fukuwa Uchi Oni wa Soto. Which, do I have I don't think I have a translation for that. But that is the song title. Track number 7.
Means something. This one sounds more party than the previous. Light and bouncy marimba. There's I don't know if you caught this. There was something like squeaky far off in the left ear, and then eventually we found out it's just like air being jetted into the microphone.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it sounded like somebody had like a squeaker toy without a squeaker in it.
It does lead to this kind of fun tropical vibe. There's like a little bit of synth, some very obvious cowbell, and maybe xylophone, I think is what I'm hearing.
Xylophone or marimba.
Maybe marimba, yeah.
It's honestly so hard to tell between the two. Marimba is just a little bit deeper and more rich. Because xylophone, what is it? Xylophone can have metal bars, right? And marimba is always wood. So I think it's marimba. It sounds a little woody, but
Yeah, it's got a little squeakiness. There's some interesting percussion choices in the song.
Yeah.
That lead to a pretty fun, I mean, albeit fairly short song.
Yes, yeah. It's got a very nice duet between the piano and marimba, though. And the bass guitar joins in as well eventually, so a trio of instruments helps it feel more dense.
Yeah, this one overall is just like a fun time, and I think kind of shows how this album kind of utilizes its instrumentation to like the perfect extent. Like it doesn't overdo it. It has fun, and then it gets out.
Yeah, this was one of the ones where I was like, I kind of wish a little short. Wish this one had been a bit longer.
Yeah.
Jump into track 8 if you're ready.
Yes, track number 8. Joshu Futai Mushoku Tetsuyu.
Oh, weren't you studying Japanese?
Huh? Like that was a long sentence.
That's fair. Had to copy and paste that one. I don't know how to get that. What even is that symbol over the U?
Oh, it's like it goes. It's like makes it like a long U sound. I forget what the symbol's called, but it's like a ooh.
The only one I remember is umlaut. I don't even remember what that one is.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get those in
no.
in Japanese.
No, but the big brass makes a comeback in this one with I should say big band, because we get the smattering of saxophone. And again, this is all quite far back in the mix. They might be standing in the hallway.
Don't want to overload the system.
No, and I think this is a song where it would have been good to have them in the room.
I don't know. I mean, I think this song works out pretty great. It's got this big brass opening and then this kind of snazzy vocal and piano delivery.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not disparaging it at all. I'm just wanting it amped up. And bongos go surprisingly well with big band. I didn't think it would, but it works.
Again, a little eclectic, but I mean, it's this great big band sound. That brass with the descending bass line is like tasty as heck.
I think this is the largest song. It's like, okay, there's no way he could fit everyone in at the same time for this one.
I mean, plus it just has like a really good main hook on it.
Mm-hmm.
That like the brass super like accentuates.
Yeah. And on this one, it ends with the instrumentals instead. And this is where I was like, oh, come on, be a bit more bombastic with it, because the brass is still quite far back in the mix at this point.
Oh yeah, the brass never like goes crazy with it. It's all in service to the song.
But just bringing it up a little bit. If he was in a studio, bringing this up a bit in the mix so it's louder at the end, since that's the focus at the ending, I think that would have been good, because it was still that pulled back quiet, as if there were still vocals going on.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is just a kind of a great delivery song with a good use of big brass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that saxophone was going crazy too. Jump into track 9 if you're ready.
Yes, track number 9. Koi wa Momo Iro.
If I can type. This one has quite a bit of country twang to it.
Oh yeah. This one's doing a little. I mean, we should say like kind of classical country.
Yes. It's not modern pop country.
Yeah, this is
my dog left me.
Pair of jeans that fit just right. That's actually what Koi wa Momo Iro means in English.
Truly an innovator.
But yeah, no, this one's it's got that country twang. It's got this kind of double vocal pairing with like this thick bass and guitar.
Yeah, got some crying guitars over the backing track as well, quite high pitched.
This album gets quite folksy when it wants to.
Yes. My only complaint is the ending feels unresolved. This is another bit of a short one. But the ending, it kind of ends not on a resolved chord, I felt. I don't know what it was. Something about, I was like, ooh, you just needed like one more note in there.
That's true. I mean, none of these songs are like, I mean, say it's 11 songs over 32 minutes, right?
Fair.
None of these are super expansive. Well, we'll get to that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Hosono is just showing that he's got like a solid grasp of like how to write like an interesting song, even in like a quick time.
Yeah. But this is definitely when it's like, okay, yeah, I can see him turning into a country music artist after YMO.
Yeah, it is pretty funny that he goes from like this to tropical to like electronic to like country.
Just whatever catches his interest.
And you can kind of find the roots of all of those, like in this album, probably besides like electronica.
Well,
without it sounding kind of like insane.
You say that, but I think we get a little bit of that in track 10 if you want to go to that.
Now that's true. Track number 10, Rose and Beast.
Know how to say that one.
Yes.
So this one this is where we get a lot of fun synth. This is really the first bit of synth we hear on this album, and the funk guitar. And I was really hoping for a breakout, but it just kind of stays where it is, and we get some filtered vocals instead with the kind of old-timey radio sound.
Yeah, which I actually really like that vocal styling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Something
about like kind of being far back with that filtering over this like interesting ascending line and this kind of energetic instrumentation delivery. This whole album is kind of like a big warm blanket for me for some reason.
Yeah,
like the way that it's like energetic, but it's low key. It plays it cool.
Yeah, it's very cozy. You can tell it feels like it was recorded in a home.
Yeah, this is this house music?
Is this what the kids?
Is this what they mean by that?
Lots of nice noises, effects in the background of this one as well. The percussion, we've not really talked about it. Percussion's been solid for the whole album. The drums are really shown off in this one, though.
Yeah, they have this almost like I'm not sure if it's bongos. Like they sound almost like hollow. It has this kind of reverb to it that I really like.
Timpani, maybe. I wasn't listening to that.
Did they get a timpani into the bedroom
Listen,
too?
I don't know. He got a full, big brass band up there. I'm not going to question what he's got in his house.
That's true. Yeah, it's just like this interesting layering of music. There's like this reverb. Yeah. Even has a little la 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 breakdown. Yes. Like he's a little funky with it.
Yeah. What I really like about this one was the ending. The synth kind of just goes crazy at the end there. Kind of goes like Bumblebee like Fly.
Yeah, that's what you said. The synth didn't really go off, but I think it does kind of at the end. It gets kind of almost ethereal with it.
And then it kind of goes jazzy too. Kind of jazz synth, which I was like, "Ooh, this is out of left field," and I wish there was more of it rather than just during the fade of this track.
Yeah, this song is great.
Yeah, it's very good. And then jumping to kind of the final track. It's not really a track.
Yeah, this is the last track on the album, track number 11, I Gasa, which is I think it's about 20 seconds long,
with quite a bit of it being the what is it? Let's listen to today's top 20 or something.
It's like a TV host, like just snippet sample. And then it has like just 10 seconds, just a snip, just a taste. I like this really nice little like kind of like acoustic, like spoons and acoustic guitar, and then just ends. Sounding. Yeah, I got to that. I'm like, what the heck? There's only 10 seconds left in the song. How is he just introducing this now?
Yeah, it was delivered as if like you're not ready for this, but your kids are gonna love it, kind of thing. You know, it was like, wow, that sounds that. If somebody released that today, I wouldn't bat an eye.
Yeah, it's like so teasing because it's like the literal last 10 seconds of the album.
And it just
I wish that was this. I wish that was the song.
Yeah,
I guess it leaves you wanting more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen an album end on such a like intentional cliffhanger.
Yeah, very, very. Buy my next album to see what happened next. Energy. But that's the album. That's all we got.
That's the full album.
So, what would you say your least favorite track on this is, then, Coop?
I think I'd probably have to go with "Party."
Yeah,
and I think you'd probably agree with me. Yes. It's I like the boogie oogie, especially the next guy. And I like that little piano bridge it has in the middle. But
Yeah.
you're right in terms of saying the vocal delivery is kind of pretty flat. And instrumentation's fun and energetic, but not that focusedly paired with the vocals.
Yeah, and all the tracks. So the first track didn't really have any growth to it, but everything else did have growth. And then that one is in the middle where it just doesn't again. It's like, ooh, it kind of sticks out.
A little half-baked.
Yeah. Well, then what about your favorite? What's your favorite track?
I think I'd probably have to go with Rose and Beast, which is, I guess, the actual closer of the album.
Yeah.
I just love that vocal line, that instrumentation with the synth that goes through, the percussion that goes throughout it, and the main piano melody. It's just it does. I'm not even gonna say it does a lot with a little because there's not like a little on the song, but it feels very strategic and like everything falls into place on this song. It's just straight up catchy. What about you, Sam?
Well, it's a very close contender for me. I can't really decide between Rose and Beast, Fuyuko, and that really long one. Jusho Fute.
Oh yeah, track number 8.
Yeah, track 8. I'll say that before my partner comes in and slaps me for my bad pronunciation. The big band sound just is so good. And I think I'd have to go with track 8 if I had to pick one, just because it really earns that end and the bongos. And my only complaint is, ooh, come on, just turn it up in the mix a little bit. I wish it had just been more in the forefront for the instrumental part at the end, but those 3 tracks are fantastic. They're great. I don't know. It probably changes by the day which one's my favorite.
Yeah, no, they're all. I mean, and that's I think one of the interesting aspects of this album is like they're all fairly different sounds, but they're all executed well, especially on the first album.
Yes. Yeah, it's insane for this being recorded in a house.
Of course I like house music. I listen to music in my house every day.
It's like
Sorry, that's like a Dilbert comic.
My favorite quote is, it's called shoegaze because the guys who listen to it can't look women in the eyes. It's a good thing we're not more popular. I'd get some hateful comments for that, probably.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the shoegaze crowd is listening to what we want to say on the Hosono album.
Yeah, we listen to so many. We're really front of the field there. I'm surprised.
No one's listening to us. No, but I think that means that we're here to rate the album now, Sam. And I believe it's your turn to describe the rating system.
It is. So here at Audio Shop Podcast, we have a car-themed rating system. Because we were talking about it a little bit at the beginning here. During the Great Depression, we were actually the template for the Grapes of Wrath for Steinbeck. That's who wrote that, right? I can't remember his name.
John Steinbeck? I think so, yeah.
It was Steinbeck. We were in our car, and we kind of got famous. More so, the car got famous than we got famous. I'm pretty sure Steinbeck stole that from us at some point. We went out to the garage one night. I say garage. It was the stretch of grass in front of the tree we were sleeping under, and the car was gone. We kind of spent our whole life trying to get it back, and I think last time I checked, it was in the Smithsonian, and the security there is much tighter than we could handle. So.
Classic Steinbeck.
Yep.
If you knew the guy,
yep,
you would not be surprised.
Pretty sure he still owes me $5 too, but. At the tip top, we got Showroom. That's cream of the crop, best to the best. Whatever. You got to listen to this. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. And then at the bottom, we got Scrapyard, 1 out of 5. Ooh, yuck, get it away from me. This is actively killing me. And then high and low, everything in between. So, Cooper, what would you say you rate Hosono House?
I think, I'm feeling... I was thinking about it. And I don't know. I think I got to give it like a low Showroom.
Yeah.
Which... Now, it may seem, it's not a bombastic album, right? It's not showy with it's not, Crime of the Century with its 20-minute long songs and like having 1,000 instruments. But I mean, it goes in, it does what it needs to, and then it leaves. And each instrument's performed fantastic. I love the vocal deliveries. The songwriting's rock solid. and it manages to touch on like a lot of different genres without them being either like kind of clashing with the overall album flow and also not like sounding like shoehorned, right? We've listened to our fair share of rock albums that try to do like a tropical song or
Yeah.
a sock hop song. It's like, ooh, like just makes you kind of like back off from it. But like, I don't know, like some electronica, singer songwriter, folk, country, is all kind of captured on this album, and it's all done extremely well while also having its like very distinct, personality and noise to it. Uh, yeah. Plus, this album just I don't know if it's like just the fact it was recorded in a house and the way it was recorded, but like I said, super cozy.
Mm-hmm.
Never tries to like wow you. Never tries to put on the old razzle dazzle, but it's just the way it's performed. It just makes me happy. That's all I can say. So I gotta give it a really high rating. What about yourself, Sam?
I think if you had asked me another time, I would have given this a either a show new or a like room. But I think I got to give it a low showroom as well. I was really on the fence. When we started the review, I was in the like new camp, and then I got back up on that fence and fell down on the other side. So yeah, I agree. There's the lows in this album are not really low at all. I mean, Party's kind of the low, but other than that, there's nothing other than some minor personal nitpicks that I would have, and that's not my call to make. So it's a fantastic album, and it's really enjoyable, even if I can't understand a word that man is saying.
Well, you understood Oogie Boogie.
Yes, true, and country music.
Yes.
But yeah, it's very good. It's just a lovely little album.
I hope he goes on to make more.
Well,
at least 50 years ago.
That's the album. Now we're going to roll on over to whatever else we've been listening to this past week. And speaking of making more, after you suggested this, I was like, you know what? I had suggested a YMO Technopolis to the playlist of a wedding as a joke. So I I went through and listened to some more YMO again, and it is very good. Listen to Yellow Magic Orchestra, of course, and then Solid State Survivor.
Great albums.
And then there's something recently that came out, Cooper, that I also listened through, or listened to most of the way through. Cassiopeia released a new album.
Oh, they did.
I
didn't know they're still making music.
I did neither. It's the only news I found about this has been on Japanese websites. It is their first album in 20 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I guess they really weren't making music then.
It came out August 27th, and one of the people in the band looks probably about 20. And then two really old guys and one middle-aged guy. So I still have, is it on the screen? No, it's not on the screen. I got to go back to the other screen real quick. I've still got the Cassiopeia. Oh, that's not it. Never mind. It's just called Cass. That was Plato's Cave. Anyway, I thought I still had the Cassiopeia band layout picture on here, but hopefully it gets updated so whenever we review this, we can show just the crazy number of members this band has had. It's a true ship of Theseus. I'm not even sure there's any original.
The Cassiopeia has been a band that's existed for thousands of years.
Exactly, yeah.
It's slowly rotating people out.
But it's okay. Nothing crazy. Nothing I was like, oh yeah, you got to listen to this track. It's just a solid album. So
okay, nice. Well, maybe we'll have to give it a review.
Yeah. It just came out August 27th, so
that's pretty new.
Missed it by a little bit, but fairly new. And then of course, so much Takanaka still.
Of course.
I've probably listened to Rainbow Goblins like 3 or 4 times this week.
No, I was also just listening to Rainbow Goblins the other day.
Listen, when that CD, it comes on in my car every morning when I get in. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I'll listen to it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, very good. That's what I've been listening to. What about you?
Yeah, I've been listening to a bit of Gorillaz since they announced that new album.
Oh yes,
it's got me a little nostalgic, and I'm listening through some of their stuff.
Hopefully, it's a little bit harder.
A little harder?
Yeah, because what I was really excited about with Cracker Island was that's what I wanted the whole album to be. That one.
Oh yeah, and it did not.
And it was not at all. So hopefully, if I don't get gerbated again by whatever solo song they release.
Oh, they've released a single for it.
Oh, have they? I've not listened to that.
Yeah, The Happy Dictator. It is a interesting song.
Not your favorite, I take it?
Not my favorite, but it's like it makes me interested for the album. I like where it slots into it. It's definitely not like a banger like Cracker Island, right?
Man, that is honestly one of their best songs. And
that is a great single.
That being said, actually, going back and revisiting that whole album, I've actually come to like it quite a bit more over time. Because I wasn't a big Tame Impala's fan when we first reviewed that, but I've listened to more of him since then, and I'm a big fan. So
yeah, if you kind of go and not expecting the whole thing to be Cracker Island, like the single, then I think it becomes a little much more enjoyable experience. Yeah, no, listen to the new single. Like I said, it's interesting.
Yeah, I'll give it a listen. I will say the other thing I forgot to mention. I've been listening to a lot of Justice, of course.
Of course,
that album is. Cross is just fantastic.
Sure
very good lifting music.
I was about to say you probably blast that up at 120%.
You better believe.
Then you max out the machines while everyone in the gym runs scared as the ceiling cracks from you just like throwing weights against it.
Listen. I've only maxed out one plate machine yet.
Mr. Thunder Thighs over here.
Only 450 pounds. It's not that.
Oh my god.
But also. As I mentioned, I was one of my friends is getting married, and they stupidly had a section where you could request songs. So I went through and just found the absolute worst songs I could for a wedding. That is not worst in general, but you remember Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhymer, Cooper?
Of course. How could I forget him?
I listened to a little bit of him again. Nick Nakatori. He's not done anything for a while. He is performing in December. But I don't think we're going to make it to Lincolnshire, where he is.
Oh, shame.
But that's all I've got.
Nice. Well, I guess that means, yeah.
Wrap it up then. So if you've liked what you've heard and you want to hear some more, you can... scroll down on whichever page you're on, probably the Twitch page right now. That's you'll see the picture of Jeff Lynne with his aviators and his almost certainly completely real curly hair. And that'll take you to our YouTube page where almost all of our past episodes are. And if you're watching on YouTube and you want to watch us on Twitch, that's in the description. That's usually Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern. And hey, if you want to drop a comment or something, because apparently most of our viewers are on YouTube, not Twitch, because no one watches us on Twitch, and people actually watch us on YouTube. If you want to drop a comment and suggest an album, maybe we'll do it. We haven't touched the suggestion box on Twitch in probably 4 years, but...
you never know. We might
never know.
dust it off.
That doesn't mean we won't look at yours, because I really do not want to listen to any more Bruce Springsteen. I'm sorry, Liam. Turns out I hate him, even if he is pretty based. So, and we've also got a Blue Sky.
Yeah, you can follow us at Audio Shop Pod. That's POD at Blue Sky. We'll let you know what we're listening to and when we're listening to it.
Yeah. Also, hopefully Bruce Springsteen's actually a good guy. I don't actually know. Is he controversial?
Let me ask. He's in the next room. I'll just pop my head in and let him know.
Let me know what he
says. Bruce. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, he said he's a good guy.
Okay. He didn't put any slurs or anything in that response?
No, but he is he's eating a pudding cup without a spoon.
Oh. Well, you're in for a good time later. Anyway, that's all we got. That's all we got for you today. We will see you next time.
That's a weird ender. See you later.
See ya.